beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
So fun.
So now do that with all the rest of the garlic.
Now keep going.
You need to suffer before you succeed.
So we have an open campus policy for lunch at EBS, which means that on most days kids leave for their lunch hour to get food in the village at the cafe or the country store or the market. But once a week we get together and prepare a meal and share that together. And that really grew out of the students' desire to do that.
I had sriracha for the first time today. That was interesting.
We had last fall, each of us had a ton of winter squash. We wanted to teach the kids everything you could do with a surplus of food like that, so we just started to teach them different recipes. We had a pumpkin soup one day, and then we had a pumpkin chili. I guess they really enjoyed that process and decided that they wanted to learn how to cook a lot more, and so Charlie kind of took the lead with that.
Oh, it's so great. Charlie's an amazing chef. He just has this natural instinct in the kitchen for cooking, and he teaches the students all the practical kitchen skills. So we've been eating gourmet meals every Thursday this semester.
Because if you use the front side, you're gonna dull it, right? So using the back of the blade, flip it back over, and just keep dicing it. Finer and finer and finer it'll get.
He's also just been teaching them basic techniques from, food safety to handling knives safely and different cooking styles.
Just the variety. I couldn't remember all the dishes we've made. I asked the kids, they couldn't remember everything we've done this semester. They've just learned to cook so many things.
Lasagna, Indian, donuts.
I got that. Pie, spaghetti,
Chicken waffles.
Indian.
We had eggs 3 different times.
Well, when we did eggs the first day, we kind of did the more simple. We started with scrambled, fried, and sunny side up. The next time we did omelets and quiches, and then the last time we did eggs Benedict with the hollandaise. Which it was so funny because people either loved the hollandaise or they hated it.
Yep.
It's like that's how it is in the real world.
What's your favorite thing that we've cooked this semester?
Donuts. I think my favorite drink that we've made was the eggnog, definitely. That was great. I have that. I took a recipe on that, I remember, and it's still in my kitchen.
Burgers was awesome. We got to make our own patties, and I was able to cook mine in bacon grease, and it's so good.
Top 3 is probably the mac and cheese, the chicken and waffles, and the Indian food.
Macaroni, donuts, chicken and waffles, donuts.
You said donuts twice.
Did I?
Yes.
Okay, get rid of that.
You really like the donuts.
We had the spaghetti, we had the burgers, we had mac and cheese, we had the bacon and mac and cheese. That was great. We had some Indian food.
Oh wait, I forgot about the pie, so it's 11.
Yeah, the spaghetti and the
Spaghetti and
pies.
pie.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the pizza. Why did I forget that? Big pizzas.
So Erica, what was your favorite thing we've cooked?
Indian, General Tso, donuts, pies, and quiche.
Just a few things, huh?
I counted, it's 5.
It's 5? Okay.
Plus like 10 more, but...
Our kosher salt doesn't have iodine.
And sea salt's just
And sea salt is, sea salt's usually really a lot finer of a salt.
And it tastes much better.
Yeah. It's one of those things where salt isn't always just salt. Do you guys know what that sugar does to those berries?
Sweetens out the juice.
Sweetens them, pulls out the juice. You know why it pulls the juice out?
Because it's the dry thingy.
It's the dry thing. Explain the dry thingy.
Dry object that attracts wet object.
I was thinking it's kind of like salt.
One of the really cool things to watch has been Charlie brings together the knowledge of a really good cook and somebody who understands science, who understands the chemistry of what's going on with the food. So he just sneaks in little tidbits about exactly what's happening to the food as he's teaching the kids how to make these amazing dishes.
If there's more water inside of something than the environment outside, that water wants to balance out. So if we sprinkle sugar on the outside of all these berries, which are full of water, they're like overflowing with water, and you get this really nice, flavorful, simple syrup built up in there. So we're gonna let those berries do that. I think the process is maceration. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's called. You macerate the fruit. This is what we're gonna want. We're really gonna want these apples to be as close to the same size as possible, right? Because that way they all cook at an even rate. And you don't have some apples that are just a little crispy, and some apples that are all mushy. You can actually see like bits of butter in it. And what those do is those are squished between all those layers of flour. And that butter will melt and make real nice like flaky layers right in there. So we're gonna have to crush and mince some garlic, chop some onions. Someone will be able to get starting to brown up the beef and sausage.
All right, Stove Master, what do we have?
Sauce.
Sauce.
What went into the sauce?
Onions, I think. And what was the meat? Beef. And then sausage. And then a bunch of spices. And sugar.
Why would we put sugar in it?
Wasn't it to make it less acidic?
The only word coming to mind is chaotic, and I don't want to say that.
Chaotic, but in a good way.
In a good way. Like.
So, nothing against the NEK. I found a lot of amazing food up here, some great places to eat, but since moving here, I've missed that really good, really spicy General Tso's chicken.
So, what are we working on today, guys?
Scallions.
Why are we making?
Oh, General Tso's.
Garlic, mirin, and soy sauce marinade. And we could get ready for deep frying our chicken, making the General sauce, and doing our fried rice.
I mainly worked with vegetables, specifically chopping scallions and garlic.
Whisk this stuff together. Matt, you want to do that? Sure. Is that whisked up?
They try not to make it fly everywhere again, yeah?
Yeah, just nice and easy. Nice and easy. No boiled chicken.
What, so you really can't see it? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
So is the coating all cornstarch, or is there flour in there too?
Flour too.
Okay, all right.
There's so much on my hands, I feel like I'm wearing gloves now. I'm not gonna get very far from now. I'm gonna get messy. At the beginning of cooking class, at the very first one, I hated getting my hands dirty. Now I don't want.
Now it's all you know how to do.
Let's see, we got boiled chicken. We don't want boiled chicken. Really make sure it's on there.
Is that gonna poison somebody?
No, it's just not gonna fry up nice.
Oh.
And Charlie figured out how to make a great breading, a great sauce, put those together. Oh, it was so good.
It is fantastic.
Tell us about donuts.
Well, during when we do cooking, I'm usually always at the stove or cleaning dishes, but always at the stove. So I deep fried the donuts, and same with the chicken when we did the chicken and waffles. That was really good actually. I kept burning myself, got all over my sweater.
So what did you learn?
Don't go and drop it in.
All right, Stove Master.
Yes.
Don't screw this up.
Turn the knob?
All the way?
Like halfway maybe.
I'm learning as we go.
Open it up, now push the button.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Okay.
It turns out that most people at the school have more experience with a blowtorch than I do.
So a normal day.
How to caramelize my creme brulee donut. Didn't quite work out the first time.
It's on fire.
You want some burnt marshmallow donut?
I'd love some burnt marshmallow donut, thank you.
Too bad, you made fun of me, you don't get me.
I'll burn my own marshmallow.
You will.
For the day that we focused on Indian food, we made palak paneer and paneer masala. So I wanted to show the kids both what it looks like to cook with a lot of flavor, a lot of spices, but also what a meat-free meal could be like, or how filling a meat-free meal could be, because most of our students had never had a meal without meat.
Is this good? Pasty enough?
You want to get it really smooth. It's gonna look like baby food. So yeah, keep blending. So all that stringy spinach, that's gonna get blended up.
Both of those dishes have cheese, have paneer, which is like a farmer's cheese. The palak paneer dish is spinach based, so we blanched and blended up spinach with a bunch of garlic and onions and various spices, and separately fried up the paneer cheese. Show the kids how to do that.
Avocado oil is good for when you need to fry things because it's got a high burn point.
How much do you want me to put in there?
It's gonna kind of coat the bottom. We don't want standing oil.
Alright.
We also made paneer masala, which was a tomato-based dish that again has that same cheese but uses some different spices.
I don't want to ruin this,
Okay,
but
so
it looks
now,
like there's dirt
no,
down
you're
there.
good. So now, just gonna drop these in. We want them to be spaced out in the pan. And the trick here is gonna be turning them all so every side gets brown. So you gotta think about your timing. Stuff in the center is gonna cook fastest because the coil's on the stove. So let them cook, figure out when they're brown, and start to flip them.
It's also a lot of fun to introduce students to spices, to new foods they haven't tried. Sometimes it's a little bit scary or painful, but they get through it.
Hayden's crying.
Hayden's crying.
The onions have a tactic.
Tell me all about
So zoom it in on me.
Onion trigger?
Yes.
For the first time, apparently.
Trigger. This is the first time I've had that happen.
Really?
I
Never? Oh man, yeah, it is intense.
feel like I got hit in the eyes with something.
In a lot of Indian cuisine and a lot of cuisine that uses spicy food, there's often a side dish that balances out that sort of rich flavor, and raita is a yogurt-based dish that has cucumbers and cilantro.
Still, is it missing spice?
I think it needs spice.
I went very easy on those.
What are the spices that go in this one again?
Coriander and cumin. Those are beautiful, Matt. Look at that. Perfectly browned.
Showed them how to use nuts to make a sauce that's high in protein and flavor and very creamy.
Rice should be a good portion of what you're eating with this meal. These two entrees are going to be very rich and flavorful. You want to kind of dilute that with rice. That's also what the naan is for. It's this garlic naan, a traditional Indian bread.
I'm pretty sure there's no Indian restaurant anywhere nearer than Hanover, New Hampshire, so EBS was the only place in 100 miles serving Indian that day.
Deliciousness.
It's what?
Deliciousness.
We made chicken and waffles.
Yes, we did. The chicken and waffles. Yeah.
So I was really glad to bring some southern cooking to the Northeast Kingdom. Chicken and waffles. Got to use one of my favorite cookbooks, Smoking Pickles. Edward Lee is a chef from Kentucky who blends southern cuisine with Korean spices and sauces.
But you have to have a crust that is not soggy, but not too burnt. It's one of the most challenging recipes that you will ever combat. I'll probably tinker with it till the day I die.
The idea is to get the buttermilk to drip off before you put them in the flour, because otherwise they'll just chunk up.
Okay, wait, let me just do one.
Yeah. And if you use just fingertips rather than your whole hand, you'll get a lot less clumpy mess all over yourself. So yeah, you got it all in there. Shake it a little bit, turn it upside down, shake it that way a little bit.
Charlie and Megan are much more about following a recipe. I just kind of throw stuff together. I know what I like to eat, and I hope that other people do too. Got to give the kids a taste of a little bit more improvisation. We got to make up some hot sauces. Basically just gave them 5 ingredients, a couple of things to vary it up.
Oil works. What else is fat?
Butter.
Butter. If you melt butter, life is good. Between the chicken, which has fat, and the oil that we fry it in, which is oil, which is fat, and the butter that we're going to put on the waffles, I think we've got fat covered. You need salt, heat, sweet, and umami.
And they got to figure out their own proportions to make a hot sauce to go with chicken and waffles.
I was too much of a wimp to have hot sauce on mine, so I just put maple syrup on both the chicken and waffles.
Not bad.
What'd you put together?
Just a bowl. Although, it is very, very hot and my mouth is burning.
Good.
So I put a little bit of hot sauce in there.
Yep.
I mean, cooking's really fun for us. Like, when you're cooking, you can socialize while we're doing it.
Oh man, those are so good.
I am the pro cook.
He is.
Get in there. Great kid. Don't get cocky.
Hi, Charlie.
Alright, what are you not hitting me with
I'm
Star Wars
making
references?
strawberry jalapeno pickled ginger.
It is your destiny.
Oh my. It's really worth it when you eat it. It's really good. And it's like even better since you made it.
And then the strawberry jalapeno pickled ginger.
Yeah, I still don't know where did you give her that idea? Well, what inspired that? Because I still don't understand it.
Chicken and waffles is something that our students had never really heard of. It's something I grew up with in the South. It does seem counterintuitive, but then you take that first bite and you realize, oh, there is a very good reason. These two belong together. They just complement each other beautifully.
I give 9.5 out of 10.
9.5. What do we need to do better, Matt?
Nothing. 10
I have a rating of my own. I give it 5 NASA moon landings out of 5.
Okay, so we got 40 minutes until people will be ready for lunch. So we have chicken to cook and steak to cook. It's not going to take 40 minutes to do that. We got most of the prep done for the garnish, right? We just have to chop that cilantro, but we'll do that right before.
All right, throw it in to taste.
That.
did like, nugget?
Yeah, probably more than that. Think about how much flour's in there. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking.
I don't know what we'd call these marinades. You know?
Everything but the kitchen sink.
Everything but the kitchen sink? Yeah. I mean, let's see. The soy, lime, little canola, garlic, chili powder, cumin, oregano, and the chicken chili powder, cumin, smoked paprika, dried oregano, garlic powder, salt, pepper.
It's really nice to have a community meal every week where we all sit down and just get to share stories and laugh with each other.
Hallmark jacket. This is what I'm gonna put this back in.
Oh my god, you got it on camera! Wait, what?
Wait, what was it?
Oh, let me just...
Julia Child's got this great line, no one is born a great cook, you learn by doing. And that's really what we're doing with everything at EBS. No one's born a great mathematician or a great writer. We want our students to learn by doing, and doing together.
Let's see what happens. What the heck is this?
Wait a minute, what am I doing?
That's cilantro.
I don't even know what that, tastes like.
Well, why don't you try some? You'll find out.
You eat it!
Even in most families these days, people don't eat together, and there's a real loss of human connection there, I think. So just to be able to connect over the preparation of food and then the enjoyment of it is something that's really tied us together.
Could we do a pyrotechnics class for science?
I mean, if we label it as chemistry, yeah.
Yeah. Combustion and thermodynamics?
Why are we recording this guy?
I'll take it. I'll take it.
To build a flamethrower, but
We can use it
you know,
for cooking. We can put
the state of Vermont might not really